Greetings and welcome back to the Galley of the Sun. So this is the day that I am cooking the smoke braided pork belly, or braided smoked pork belly, or whatever I used as a title. So I need a side dish for that. This side dish that we're making today will work perfect anytime you're doing a long cook on your smoker, because it is going to sit underneath the meat, and as that fat in the meat renders out and it starts dripping down, instead of making my smoker a mess, it's going to add flavor to these beans. So first thing we're going to do, I have 2 cans here of Bush's baked beans. I did not drain them because this is going to sit on the smoker for 2.5 hours, so I do want that extra liquid there. I don't want these to dry out. I got 1 original style, 1 maple brown sugar hickory. You can use whatever combination makes you happy. To that, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of my favorite brown sugar bourbon. To that, I'm going to add a whole jar of PlowBoy's Bean Buddy. This stuff is absolutely amazing. Before I found this, barbecued baked beans were just okay with me. This pushes it over the edge. I get mine from All Things Barbecue, atbbq.com. It's relatively cheap, and it would be worth it if it was twice the price. That thick, gooey deliciousness. Now, I'm going to save this jar. If later on I check my beans and they look a little dry, I'll add some water to this jar, shake the hell out of it, and dump that in. So next thing I'm going to do is the meaty part. We have some homemade breakfast sausage here. It's cooked about halfway. The smoker's only set at 250 degrees. I want to make sure that the sausage gets done. So cooked it halfway on the stove. Now we're going to add it to our beans and it'll cook the rest of the way out there. Last thing I'm going to add is our homemade apple whiskey bacon. Oh, this stuff's absolutely amazing. Now, this stuff, when you make the bacon, the last step is to smoke it until you have an internal temperature on your pork belly of 160 degrees. You have to cook pork to 145. So essentially, this is already cooked. So that's why I'm not doing anything with it before I throw it in my beans. This I'm just going to dice up into little cubes. I got about 10 slices here. All that's going in. Now, the possibilities with this are endless. Do you like a little bit of fire? You could put some diced chipotles and adobo in there. You could dice up some jalapenos and put them in there. Depending on the heat level, you either seed them and devein them, or you don't. If you want even more heat, you can use a different type of bourbon. You can leave the bourbon out if that's a problem for you. The only essentials here really are the beans and, to me, the Bean Buddy. This stuff is just incredible. I'm going to stir all this up, and then it's going to go on the smoker right underneath my pork belly, or it could go under a brisket, or it could go under a pork shoulder, or beef ribs, whatever, so it catches those drippings. And it's just going to sit in there and percolate in those flavors, getting that smoke in there. It's going to be amazing. We'll see you later. All right, so the beans ended up sitting underneath that pork belly, collecting those incredible drippings for 3 hours. And I can't wait to taste it. So like a little bit of sausage, a little bit of bacon in that bite. This alone could make a meal. And I'll tell you something that just hit me too. Our breakfast sausage that we make on our own that I used in there, I love sage, so I put a lot of extra sage in it. The way that that sage reacts with the sweetness of the bourbon, the sweetness of the barbecue sauce, is absolutely amazing. So definitely, if you're going to do this, use breakfast sausage that has sage in it. Jimmy Dean's makes one. It's very good. Hey, I hope you liked what you saw today. If you did, hit that like button. If you hit that subscribe button, you will find out when we release every one of our episodes. Every Monday and Thursday is a full-length episode. Every Wednesday is a short. And every once in a while, we sprinkle bonus videos throughout. You definitely want to try this. Hey, thank you so much for joining us today. And until next time, fair winds and following seas.